In the New Testament, there's this phrase, if a man thinks he's something while he's nothing, he is greatly mistaken. It depends upon the English translation you have, because some translations rephrase it different, and they phrase it in a different way. But I want to point out the following. No human being is nothing. To claim a human being is nothing is to insult Christ, who died for every one of them. So it's a saying, it's figuratively speaking. So no human being is nothing. Narcissists think others are nothing, but they're narcissists. I'm not talking about them now. What the Apostle Paul meant, when you look at the context, is the following. If you rely on a security that's not secure at all, so it's not even real security, but if you rely on something that according to you is secure, but in fact, in reality, is not secure at all, then you're greatly mistaken. Just think about it. Someone who has a lot of money thinks he or she is something because they have a lot of money. They expect that money can provide everything for them. But then they forget that every time they spend the money, they don't get that money back. So now they need to get involved in business and other kind of stuff so that more money comes in. Yet they think that they are secure because they have money. So they are something based on the security that they get from the money. But that money is not secure. So that security they're depending on does not exist. So nothing refers to the false security. The human being is always something, okay? But the security they rely on, the identity they derive from that false security, that's nothing. That's what the Apostle Paul meant. I need to clarify that, because you have pagan churches that go out there and call people nothing, insulting the Creator. I'm clarifying what the Apostle Paul meant over there. Or maybe the English translator should translate it far better, but okay, that's another debate. In line with this, I want you to view common people. What are their goals about? Some want to finish school, many want to get a job, they want to have a family, fall in love and all of that, but when you look at all those goals and you really evaluate them, it's all about seeking security. There's something they want to avoid. Now, human beings in this present state, they are mortals. We are mortal, okay? We are fragile, and there are dangers out there. So we want to have security. There's nothing wrong with wanting security, okay? But if the security you rely upon is not secure, then you're greatly mistaken. And common people, 99% of the time, I would say most of the time, they are greatly mistaken. You have this guy, marrying this woman, thinking this is the right one for me, because he has the expectation, if I find the right one, I won't face any challenges. Oh well, just wait for a year or two, and he will see that he was greatly mistaken. Same happens to a lot of females. If they want to find Prince Charming or Mr. Right, and they go from guy to guy and they never find Mr. Right, because that Mr. Right was a fiction to begin with. Or, as the parable I gave in the beginning, you have someone that thinks if I become a millionaire or if I begin to earn a lot of money, then I've made it. And he makes it, and then realizes, hold on a minute, this money also brings a lot of trouble to me. So you get where I'm going with this? The goals of common people are all about relief seeking. They want security, they want us grasp at things that they consider secure. And there are people in the world that realize, hold on a minute, by our own human efforts, we can't do this. We need assistance. So they become pagan. Or some people are born in pagan households, so they know that already. And they use pagan understanding, with the aid of demonic spirits, for things to work for them. They are far more stable than common people, because common people have nothing to rely on. They think they have something to rely on, but deep down inside, they know very well that what they have is not really secure. That's why they are in denial. But then you have those who realize that they need Christ himself. And they are the only ones who are truly secure. Let me repeat that. Only those that agree with Christ are completely secure. The only ones with real security are those in agreement with Christ. Everyone else has nothing to rely upon. Absolutely nothing. They think they have something to rely upon, And that motivates them, that gives them euphoria, that keeps them in hard working and all of that. But when it comes down to it, they have nothing to rely upon. And that's a very frightening reality that they don't want to face. But here's the thing. The truth is that there is someone on whom they can rely. They just have to submit unto him to receive real power, and now they can operate in real power. But to receive real power, they need to submit unto him. So they need to let go of their fake securities. It's those fake securities that provide them self-validation, that provide them that relief that they're holding on to. So as long as they're holding on to that relief, as long as they're in the relief seeking, they're stuck in false security. And being stuck in false security means they're operating in pride. And because they operate in pride, they can't receive from Christ. Because to receive from Christ, you ought to receive. And pride does not receive. Okay? That's the issue with those that don't agree with Christ. Me, I agree with Christ because that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay? That's my natural obligation towards the Creator and towards my fellow human beings to agree with Christ. And a side reason, which is part of the first reason, is it's only by agreeing with Christ that you're operating in real security. Yes, I said it. All other things are practical tools, but those practical tools are not unfailable. You can have a political party that governs a province or a country well, but sooner or later, after a few years, the political party will fade. New members come in the party, so the party may become corrupt. So the political party was a tool, but the tool is not unfailable. The tool can't guarantee everything. A political party, for example, can't guarantee that no arms are being dealt in a country because they have a way to capture all the criminals that deal in arms. But that restraint on arms cannot prevent someone from picking up a knife and stabbing someone. There are no guns floating around because the criminals are dealt with. That's a success. But does not secure life of the common individual. Now the chance of being killed by gunfire has decreased. That's true. But now, negative-minded people are about to explode. Instead of picking a gun, they'll pick something else. They can pick up a spoon, a fork, or whatever to unleash their anger on the environment, or say on the community. So that political party was effective, but as a tool, but the tool is not unfailable, and the tool can't cover all circumstances. For example, someone can graduate cum laude for his master's degree or her master's degree, and they got a job. Things are going well. But suddenly there's an economic crisis in that region, and that company goes bankrupt. Now, he or she has difficulty finding another job. Despite they graduated cum laude, it is a tool. They can use it in the academic world and also in the business world if they graduated in a business degree. But it does not cover all circumstances. The circumstance when there's a financial crisis and people are not willing to invest that much, that's not covered by that success of graduating cum laude. So I hope you get what I'm saying here. Everything apart from Christ are just practical tools. And you can use practical tools, but you can never rely on them. Yes, you use the practical tools. The practical tools are relevant. Don't get me wrong. Those practical tools are relevant, but you don't rely on them. That's why Christ does not want us to pray out of lack. Because that is what I'm about to tell you in this video. Do not pray out of lack. Praying out of lack is when you focus on the need and what's missing, and you begin to make petitions for what's missing. Or you begin to plead to get a bargain with the Most High to do something for you. There are some prayers in the Old Testament that went that way. But for those on the New Covenant who have the fullness in Christ, we shouldn't pray out of lack. We should pray out of abundance. Being fully conscious who we are in Christ, that our storehouse is in the heavens and that there is no lack in the heavens. So based on abundance, we ought to pray, not based on lack. But here's the thing, anytime you rely on practical tools instead of relying on Christ, you'll be operating out of lack. Because those practical tools need to be maintained and need to be kept alive. So you will always find shortage or lack somewhere, because those tools cannot guarantee everything. They're not useful in every circumstance. For example, a spoon is useful when you're eating a soup or eating a pudding, but it's not useful when you're a car mechanic and you want to let me say, take a car apart. It's not useful in that situation. Every tool has its purpose, but in the world, common people rely on their tools. Those tools become their idols, but those tools become their gods. And that's not how it ought to be amongst believers. The practical tools are there, you use them in a practical way, but you rely on Christ. Do not pray out of lack. Agree with Christ.